And the Clippers have possession. It's a 13-point game. They put up a nice win against Utah last time out.
You just have to admire the versatility they were able to display offensively.
You know, contributions across the board. Guys setting screens, passers willingly, shooters, everyone was on point.
And Phoenix looking who they've got on the floor. Eulis is out there with Barbosa. Then there's Warren. Then it's Alex Len. And it's Chris in at the pop. And so we conclude the first half.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Out in front at the half is Phoenix. They lead by 15. Kenny, what do you think?
Their ability to get into the paint and get to the rim has been deadly, constantly attacking the basket. It was clearly their intention right from the start to pound it inside as much as possible.
And that's it for halftime.
We welcome you back with a view of the 110 freeway cutting right through downtown Los Angeles. Never a shortage of traffic on that stretch of road. And welcome back to the second half of our Halloween broadcast. It's been one outstanding game from Tyler Eulis.
And the thing I noticed most in that first half was his offense. He was not wasteful with his opportunities and also did a great job of converting with the chances he had.
Yeah, for the most part, he took only good shots. And given his success, they may want him to be a bit more aggressive in the second half. Veteran
backcourt with CP3 and Redick at the 1 and the 2. Luke Mbamute out there with Pierce. And it's Jordan in at the center filling out the middle. That's who's out there for the Clippers.
Who knows what happened there, but I'm sure the defense is aware they dodged a bullet.
Well, one thing that Chris Paul has always been known for is his presence, Greg, on the defensive end. Just a smart and fundamentally sound defender who knows certainly how to disrupt a ball handler.
No doubt. In the modern NBA, there are so many guards that can beat you one-on-one. But Paul makes your shots tougher than probably anybody else in the league. Still, with the quick hands, he will come up with more than his fair share of steals.
Outside, Redick. The dish to Paul. Here is Mbamute. And again, no good by the Clippers.
Struggling coming out of the break, just 1 for 4.
Here's Booker. And off the front iron, and in it goes. Booker's got 4 points in the quarter.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
And how teams are able to work together is the greatest key to success. Doris, you appreciate that. In your eyes, as a player, as a former coach, what makes a good teammate?
I think probably the most important thing is you see a guy who is as excited for their teammates' success as they are for their own, right? It's not just a fist pump or a dap up when they score. It's when the guy next to him scores.
And that's what you enjoyed playing point guard.
Oh, I loved it. Listen, for a point guard, it's as good to get an assist.
Kevin, is there another player out there capable of moves as stunning as that?
A handful at the most. He is an elite company. Special thanks to Kia for that sweet Kia Slam Cam replay. Griffin dishes to Crawford. Griffin a screen on Booker. Down to 5 on the shot clock, and it's good, 2 points. Griffin's got 7 points in the game.
You know, he has such a great feel for their offensive system. It's why we...
Whoa!
Stop it!
Nasty.
Yeah, showing off that elite athleticism. Bledsoe put some mustard on the finish.
Paul outside. Kicks it to Crawford. Picked by Griffin. Inside, Chandler with the steal. Bledsoe against Paul. Here's Dudley. And a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in. Bledsoe's got 3 assists tonight. Lobs it up for Jordan. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
And the pass there floated it up to the precise spot it needed to be.
And no messing around on the finish. He powers it through.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
Paul kicks to Griffin. He's looking for Jordan and finds him. And Chandler sends it back.
And this is a guy who's always been able to get off the floor quickly, and Chandler gets all of that shot attempt right there.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Spates checked in for Los Angeles. Austin Rivers comes in for Paul Pierce. Leandro Barbosa, he's checked in for the Suns. Knight comes in for Eric Bledsoe. Rivers in the corner. The shot by Spates, nobody around. Here's Griffin, it's tipped. Crawford against Booker. Makes it off the glass. Booker's got 9 points now in just the second half.
All the tools. When you're talking about Booker, he's got everything he needs to be one of the league's great scorers.
Crawford passes to Spates. Drains it from beyond the arc. Spates has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Just look at what a sniper he is from long range. He's got such an unusual skill for a big fella. Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Clippers have gone a somewhat subpar 4 of 10 on their shots in the second half so far. While the Clippers have had this Chris Paul and Blake Griffin core for a while now, it has certainly proven to be an exciting pairing. They haven't made the deep playoff run that they had hoped they would make.
Yeah, and although fans might want more, you have to remember where this franchise was before Griffin and Paul. They still have a few years to take this team even further. Unfortunately, they have been up against a stacked Western Conference.
And Baamute's checked in for Jamal Crawford. Phoenix also making some changes. Alex Len comes in for Chandler. And Eula subbed in for Devin Booker. Los Angeles calls timeout.
Yeah, too many easy buckets coming from inside, and I think he wants to make that a point of emphasis.
Absolutely. Their challenge is to find a way to close off that lane without completely ignoring the perimeter.
And a chance to now check out the scoring distribution between the front court and the back court players tonight for Phoenix.
And really, it's been the guards who have powered them into this substantial lead. They say it's a big man's league, but tonight it's all about the little guys.
Paul left side. Back to Griffin. Tries from 7. That one goes. Count it. Griffin's got 9. So for Phoenix, their last game a win against the Golden State Warriors.
Their shooting percentage in that game was ridiculous. I mean, they created a lot of good looks for themselves, and you could see they were in rhythm and just continued to knock them down.
You know, a lot of that a product of how well they move the ball, making the extra pass where it made sense. And, you know, that's how guys got such clear opportunities at the rim.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Redick is checked in, and the Suns making a change here as well. Warren's checked in. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. He's got 8.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Here's Griffin. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And Blake Griffin, really, it seems like he's been a superstar since the day he stepped on the floor here in the NBA. I mean, you know, those posterizing dunks over defenders, always making the highlight reels, and clearly one of the most exciting big men in the league from a talent and marketing standpoint. You know, a little bit of adversity followed him over the course of last season. Let's see if he can bounce back and become a true leader on this team.
And Spates gets it to go.
His accuracy's been unbelievable, but they're getting dominated too many other areas.
Now Ulis. And all around the rim that time before dropping in. Ulis has got 4 points now in the quarter. No good on that one. Let's hear what Doc Rivers has going on over in his...
The little mistakes are the only reason they got this lead.
Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. Fourth quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. Setting the floor for the Suns. Brandon Knight is out there with Ulis. Then there's Len. Then it's Williams.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
They get it back. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
First free throw is good. And so many different personalities in the NBA, Doris. You've gotten to know a lot of them. Who stands out as being some of the great players just to talk about the game within this league?
Well, LeBron James, I think, does a really nice job for me of answering questions in a very thoughtful manner. You'll see him just take a second to process whatever it is I've asked, and then really try to give the fan at home a sense of what he was thinking in that particular matchup.
That's good to know. That's interesting.
He's a very, as you know, such a cerebral player, and that translates to the postgame.
And this collapse we've seen by their interior defense, it's really the reason why they've struggled and are in such a hole.
Their D is getting chewed up. It's time for someone to step forward, put their foot down, and put a stop to these easy baskets.
Here's Rivers. Len grabs the board. It's Williams with the drive. No good. Felton with some nice D. Clippers have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. Rivers kicks to Johnson. And here's Rivers. Johnson the screen. No good from Spates.
That was an extremely weak screen. I mean, he clearly didn't want to sacrifice his body right there.
Count that one.
Almost uncontested. I mean, it's nice to be able to add to the lead without having to really work for it.
And you know he's not going to back down anytime soon. It doesn't matter if they're trailing or holding a lead like they are right now. He's going to keep pouring it on.
Yeah, just used his strength there to get the post position without much fight from the defense.
Once they allow him to get that deep, it's over. Turn the lights out.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Felton dishes to Rivers. Johnson kicks to Felton. Spates sets a screen for Felton. It's hauled in by the Suns.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
He gets it in there.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Rivers kicks to Spates. Back to Rivers. The 3. Hands it from downtown.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Knight, that's a 2-pointer. Rebound by Raymond Felton.
And honestly, not real happy with the shot selection on that one.
He knows it. He just got locked into scoring mode and couldn't get out of it.
Johnson the screen. Felton the pass to Spates. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. The Suns have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. The feed now to Len. He dishes it to Knight. Taken away by Felton. Here's the teardrop. Len grabs the board.
You can see he just rushed that a little bit. Lost the focus, I think.
Baseline J on the way. That's short off the rim. LA's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Now here's Rivers. Johnson right side. Takes a 3. Sinks the 3-pointer.
It has been a 3-point barrage for them since halftime.
I mean, unbelievable. Whether they're wide open or defenders draped all over them, they're hitting from distance.
Pulls up on the wing. Here's Len. Here's Williams. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
That's his first personal.
First free throw is good. Well, Doris, we know so many teams rely on threes and layups. Is the mid-range game still relevant in the league?
It certainly is to a guy like Sean Livingston.
It is indeed.
I mean, that guy specializes in it.
Good example.
Yeah, listen, I like the mid-range. I don't think you can eliminate any of the 3 levels of the game. At the rim, in the mid-range, or at the 3-point territory. To me, it's all important.
I wonder if defenders sometimes, though, feel like that's that gray area where they don't know, should I go out Should I play him only deep? I think sometimes that creates a lot of question. That mid-range game can be equally as effective.
Well, you have so many organizations who philosophically will say we only want point-blank layups or threes. And so if you've come or been exposed to that mindset, it sort of messes with you. I just, in the analytics era, I would say I want balance.
Yes.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Suns.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
Whoa! And they're not finished just yet. They're going to make sure about this win.
And that's the thing. When you fought all game, expended all your energy, you want to do everything you can to come away with the W.
Parked down low that time, and he got the 3-second call.
Just a total loss of concentration right there.
Yeah, that's tough. It cost them any momentum they were trying to generate.
29 seconds left in the fourth quarter. He feeds it to Len. And a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in.
And really no better feeling than to go on the road and play this well and get the win.
In front of a hostile crowd, they showed absolutely no fear. This was a statement victory on every level.
Johnson outside. He kicks it to Spates. Wide open, couldn't capitalize. So it's the Suns winning easily here. A result.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
And Ernie Johnson, Eric Bledsoe. And that'll do it for the...
It's the 2K Sports pregame show, brought to you by Kia.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. Always a pleasure, and I mean that, to be here with Kenny and Shaq. Tonight, it'll be the Phoenix Suns going up against the Portland Trail Blazers. For Portland, their first time playing these guys this season. A year ago, going 1-2. They'd like to improve on that this go-around. And with the season just beginning, obviously, many games ahead of us. I mean, too many to count. I could start counting them. Will you start counting the games while I ask Kenny a question? All the games we have ahead of us? 1, 2. Well, you need you to count.
Oh, I thought.
No, just
he's
go
just
ahead.
putting up his
count
face.
some games.
1, 2.
And welcome everyone to another presentation of the NBA. Brent, just how important is it to develop habits and routines early in the season that will set up a team for success in the months to come?
Well, Kevin, the habits in the early part of the season aren't really habits. It's more expectations. It's the expectations of the coaching staff with the way you're going to come in every day, your mentality in practice, and then your acceptance of your role. That's what the season, and especially the early part of the season, is about.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. On the court right now for the Trailblazers, Lillard and McCollum, the explosive backcourt pair. Evan Turner is out there with Van, and it's Nurkic in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Lillard misses. On defense, Portland moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
That final score really caught a lot of people off guard. I think we would have to quantify that one as an upset.
No question. I know I did not see that coming, especially when they had a chance to win it late in the fourth quarter. I thought for sure they'd get it done.
Here's Warren, and the layup falls. Warren's got his second basket of the night.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
Hey, paid attention in arts and crafts school right there. Didn't have to work very hard at all for that one.
Releases from 15. Basket good.
Just couldn't get a hand in the face on that one.
And this is where genetics may come into play, using that height, especially to get off the mid-range jumper.
Pass to Chris. Good, and Bledsoe gets the assist.
Well, it seems like they can't miss out there, and they have 4 for 4.
Just over a minute and a half played here in this one. McCollum with the ball. His last outing, 16 points for him. 5 on the clock. From deep. Out of bounds. Phoenix takes possession. Suns have gone 4 of 4 to start, so a nice offensive rhythm to start here. Nurkic with the block.
Excellent defense by Nurkic on that play. He made sure that shot was not going anywhere near the rim.
And there's McCollum. That's good on the assist by Lillard.
And they can't allow him too many open looks like that. That's just inviting trouble.
Yep, that one goes in there. Bledsoe's got his first points in this one.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Damian Lillard most dangerous from the perimeter, but he's really worked on his finishing inside.
He's a superior athlete, so he's learning right now how to get his shot off on the inside with all the length and athleticism of an NBA big man. He's working on that floater, finishing through contact. I think he's making big strides. He's getting more and more confident in that area.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
McCollum outside. Nurkic kicks to Lillard. And Chandler sends it back. The drive by Booker. And the dunk by Booker.
No doubt they've come into this game with a really aggressive approach. Just pounding the ball inside.
I love it because the defense is going to have to adjust, pack in the lane, and then you can play inside out.
Lillard from outside. And it's Lillard again missing. And it's Phoenix's ball. They're on a 15-5 run. Here's Bledsoe. The baseline J off the mark. Trailblazers trail by 10. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Thanks, Kevin. I was able to speak with Terry Stotts for a minute. He told me he's looking forward to the matchup tonight. It's their first time against this team, so he is curious to see what his guys do on offense. He said it's important that we're aggressive defensively, that we use our length and shot blocking as a deterrent inside. We'll see if they can be successful tonight. Kevin, back to you.
Okay, Dave, thanks. So defense, it looks like, coming first for them today.
That's their identity. That's what they're all about. Their defense is really what sparks them.
Yeah, and I think they're going to have to take some chances here. Steals and blocks, anything that could spark a run for them on the other end.
And the Suns here with a different look. Lenz checked in for Chandler. Dudley comes in for Warren. Brandon Knight's checked in for Devin Booker. And Eula subbed in for Eric Bledsoe. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Festus Ezeli, he's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Aminu comes in for Noah Vonleh. Harkless is checked in for Turner. And it's Alan Crabb in for McCollum. Now Crabb, he had a 12-point outing in their last game against Golden State. The pass to Lillard. Lets it fly. No good off the front iron.
He just doesn't seem to be himself shooting the ball right now, guys. Just looks a tad bit uneasy, and that's affecting the result.
Here's Dudley, and it's Phoenix scoring again.
Coach Terry Stotts was on the staff back in 2011 when the Dallas Mavericks won the NBA title. Before that, head coaching stints both in Atlanta and Milwaukee, just getting better and better, and you can see the way his teams respond to his coaching ability. Guys, I cannot believe he missed that one, and I bet he can't either.
And as far as jump shots go, that's what you have to continue to try and get.
Yeah, and I know gravity's out there, but not everything is going to fall, even when you set it up perfectly.
Nobody near Lillard. Connects from three-point range. And Terry Stotts, a Coach of the Year candidate for the last few seasons, the head man up in Portland. You see a lot of coaching turnover in the league, but he's built some equity in Portland with the Blazers.
Well, not only did he have success with a team that a lot of people thought was going to be together for a long time, a radical shift in their player personnel you would think would take a coach out of their situation. It didn't. It actually reinforced how good a coach Terry Stotts is. And it'll be interesting to see how far he can push these guys with Lillard and McCollum in that backcourt.
Knocks it loose. Euless with a steal. And he lays it straight in. Euless has got 6.
They couldn't have dreamed of a much better start here than they've had today.
Just completely in rhythm, really from the opening tip, and they continue to pile up.
And now a chance to hear from...
I was taught to, never let anybody...
I would say we probably shouldn't expect to see Lillard starring in any reality shows about his personal life.
Lillard is a young man who is all about taking care of business.
Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start this second quarter. And guys, the Suns enjoying a nice lead here.
This has been a shooting drill thus far.
And the defense has had 0 answers for how to stop them. Could require a whole new strategy.
They've got Warren. Barbosa is out there with Euless. And it's Chandler. And it's Dudley in at the 4 spot. So that's the Suns' 5 as we get into the second quarter.
The last pick in the first round back in 2012, Ezeli has become a solid rotational player.
You played for, 6 different teams over your terrific career. We're seeing less and less players remain on the same team for their entire career. Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing for the game of basketball?
I think it's a thing that just can't be avoided nowadays with the way the contracts and free agency are set up and the way the teams like to maneuver around. One of the things, Kevin, I think that's taken effect is a quick trigger from a lot of the younger owners that the NBA has where they don't have immediate success. They're not willing to go the patient route and wait for guys to develop, wait for guys to see their talent and come to fruition with the team that they're with. And so you'll continue to see plenty of player movement as the league moves on. Yeah, crafty pass inside gets them that nice look.
Devin Booker, he's checked in for the Suns. Bledsoe comes in for Euless. And a switch here also for Portland. Turner's checked in. Turner against Bledsoe. In the jam by Bledsoe.
And, folks, he does more than just put 2 points onto their lead. He does it with a little bit of flair.
He sure does. You're right. It's a dazzling move to the bucket for him.
That always energizes your teammates. They feel your imagination, get motivated, and helps you extend your lead as well.
That's in, and the Suns' lead is cut down now to just 11 on the basket from Vonleh.
This is a kid who loves to play. Vonleh working hard on the offensive boards, then going into a myriad of moves that he's been developing for the score.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
With the departure of LaMarcus Aldridge to San Antonio, there's no question who Portland's franchise player is now. It's Damian Lillard, who said, "I am." People say he's not a franchise player, but I didn't make that decision. The franchise did. It's more than being the best player, especially with a young team. You're the example, and the standard is here. Kevin, he doesn't shy away from that responsibility.
No, he's built for it, D.A. Thanks. Turner with the screen. Three-pointer, shot clock at 5. That doesn't go, and he's 0 of 1 from the field. Bledsoe against Turner. Turner with the steal. McCollum outside. Here's Harkless, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. And a chance to now check out the scoring distribution between the front court and the back court players tonight for the Suns.
And really, it's been the guards who have powered them into this substantial lead. They say it's a big man's league, but tonight it's all about the little guys.
That's good from Harkless.
And this Blazers team, although dynamic offensively, defense is where they have the most room to improve. Don't get me wrong. They weren't awful there, but that's got to be a little bit more of their focus.
Yusuf Nurkic. He's checked in for Azili. Here's Bledsoe, and he banks in the lane. Bledsoe's got 4 points this quarter.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Yeah, he absolutely refused to back down there. Crafty lay-in.
It's McCollum on the wing. Nurkic a screen on Barbosa. Goes up off the pick and finished off by Nurkic.
That's just a solid screen from the big fella Nurkic there, which ultimately frees up some space for the shot.
Bledsoe. Portland grabs the miss, and this is their first time matched up with the Suns this season.
And even though they were the better team overall, they actually lost the season series against this club a year ago.
Outstanding D there. They really got up in his shirt and made him uncomfortable.
Here's Barbosa, and the rebound by Nurkic. And here are the Trailblazers. They're on a 14-6 run. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. 5 to shoot. Fires the 3. But they'll get another chance. True on the 14-footer. Nurkic has got 6 points.
Yeah, nice hustle from Nurkic to come up with the board and the bucket.
And first time out of the game called for Phoenix.
When you see Nurkic out there, as skilled as he is, still the thing that baffles you is his size. A legit 7-footer. He weighs 280, depending on what he had for dinner. But he's got great skill, and they're still exploring it in Denver.
Here's what Phoenix has got going on right now. Alex Len's checked in for Chandler. Chris comes in for Warren. And it's Brandon Knight in for Eric Bledsoe. Knight hits them both. And thinking about Nurkic and his size, Brent, he definitely doesn't fit the spot-up hero big man profile we've seen.
No, he's one of those guys who enjoys the contact, and anytime he can get it, he'll be in there. Can spot up with the jump shot if he needs that. He likes to throw his weight around on the inside, and he does. He makes the most of his size.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life. And, folks, he does more than just put 2 points onto their lead. He does it with a little bit of flair.
He sure does. You're right. It's a dazzling move to the bucket for him.
That always energizes your teammates. They feel your imagination, get motivated, and helps you extend your lead as well.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Here's Knight. And that one, good. Knight's got his second basket of the night.
You know, he didn't score the ball much in the first quarter, but he has been really, really solid during the second quarter. I expect a big game from him now.
Nurkic, the pass to McCollum. Down low. Aminu dishes to McCollum. Shot from the wing. Again, McCollum missing.
He looked like he was in rhythm to shoot that one, guys, especially as open as he was. Just claimed it.
That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
That's how you draw it up. Each guy doing his part. Beautiful fast break.
There's the screen. And Turner kicks to Lillard. Aminu with the screen for Lillard. And a wide open look for McCollum. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard. Lillard's got his 3rd assist on the night. Here's Knight. And Knight slams it in.
It's hard to believe he's a point guard. I mean, he can power those dunks down as well as any big man in the league.
If not better. He's a phenomenal finisher.
No doubt. His success converting around the rim is largely due to the one thing he does better than most, and that is fly.
Lillard misses. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Here's Chris.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
The Suns have been solid at the line so far. 4 for 4.
And as a group, they shot 75% from the line last season.
So for the Suns, Jared Dudley's checked in for Booker. And Ewa subbed in for Leandro Barbosa. The Trailblazers also changing it up. Azili's checked in for Nurkic, and Krabs subbed in for Turner. Knight against McCollum.
Phoenix foul call.
The Trailblazers shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here.
In the season ago, they hit about 75% of their free throws.
Really increasing the amount of times he goes to the free throw line, just learning and assimilating. McCollum is so much more comfortable with the ball now. Smooth stroke at the line. He shows that time and time again.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
Well, if he was wearing a badge, it'd be one of courage. He rose up and actually took that shot.
And that does it for the...
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hi again, everybody. Things were going Phoenix's way from the beginning. They put together one great play after another, and at one point, led by as many as 17. And by the end of one, they found themselves up by a rousing 17 points. Moving on, and in a matter of moments, they'll be
The streets around this beautiful arena in downtown Phoenix, the home of the Suns. Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. Eric Bledsoe really making a difference here.
And his play in that first half, how about the discipline to go along with the efficiency, guys? His shot selection was just perfect.
Might also look at the coach and his game plan in terms of trying to find those good looks. They'll be looking to do the same here down the stretch.
On the court right now for the Trailblazers, Lillard and McCollum, the explosive backcourt pair. Nurkic is out there with Von, and it's Turner in at the small forward position. Lillard, the pass to Vonleh. The shot, no good. And Phoenix the other way now.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their face.
Okay.
That's how you attack. Wow. Sublime stuff. Guys, absolutely sublime.
Agreed. He's going to start putting on a show now. And the replay, of course, presented by Kia. What a play. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
A much improved free throw shooter from when he first came into the league. Vonleh is that big you'd prefer not to send to the line.
Well, you talk about potential. Noah Vonleh certainly intrigues.
Well, you look at tools, a 7'4" wingspan, and the second biggest hands ever measured at the combine. You add his mobility, lateral quickness. He just needs some time. Once he gets time, he'll get confidence, and we'll see Noah Vonleh do some things in this league.
And with that, the Phoenix lead is cut down now to just 11 on the basket from Lillard. Here's Bledsoe, and the jam by Bledsoe.
And, folks, he does more than just put 2 points onto their lead. He does it with a little bit of flair.
He sure does. You're right. It's a dazzling move to the bucket for him.
That always energizes your teammates. They feel your imagination, get motivated, and helps you extend your lead as well.
You think about great teams, they almost always have great leaders on the floor, and Brent, we can talk about some of the things that go into that.
Well, sometimes it doesn't come from the team's leader, but if I think about a team and vocal leader and combine all of those things into one, Chris Paul is a guy who, if you ever watch a Clipper game, he talks more than Doc Rivers.
I would agree.
It's the truth.
Well, we see it firsthand courtside.
If Chris Paul could do the pregame interviews with you, Kevin, he would. He just saves it all for the game action.
Warren against McCollum. And it's good, 2 points. And it's 6 points for T.J. Warren.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
McCollum dishes to Nurkic. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face.
His shooting percentage is really outstanding tonight, and his team has needed it big time.
Warren. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. It goes on C.J. McCollum. The Suns have been perfect so far from the free throw line, 6 for 6. Leandro Barbosa, he's checked in for Chris. And C.J. McCollum, one of the most efficient mid-range jump shooters in the league. It's a shot, Brent, a lot of defenses are willing to live with, and I guess he is too.
Yeah, he should be, because he's very, very good at it. He's still developing his ability to finish in the lane, over the top and around bigs, but that mid-range shot, so effective. He comes off a pick, he gets into the lane, and with great timing, can drop it on you.
Ezeli's checked in for Portland. For Portland, they have made 7 free throws and missed 3 in this game.
Well, you put young guys and potential always next to one another, and that's where Noah Vonleh is right now. Pretty easy to see why he was sought after in the draft. With a great defensive upside, he's got the ability to affect the game in a lot of ways, still growing and still learning. But his offense just has not been there tonight, and he needs to step up his game because there's still time to recover.
And after one season at Indiana with the Hoosiers, Noah Vonleh, drafted by Charlotte, but acquired by Portland in a trade for Nicholas Batum.
Yeah, he's shown some flashes here in the NBA, even out to the three-point line. He's an intriguing player to watch develop over the next couple seasons.
Here's what Phoenix has got going on right now. Dudley comes in for Devin Booker, and Hugh is subbed in for Eric Bledsoe. Another shot. Azili can't get it to go. Phoenix leading by 14. Now, here's Ulis. Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
Almost uncontested. I mean, it's nice to be able to add to the lead without having to really work for it.
They're looking like a beaten team at this point, letting him get to the basket with such little resistance.
He took good advantage of that screen. Crab's got 5.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda. That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
And it's off the back rim, no good.
Well, he's the last guy you want to leave open there, but somehow he didn't knock it down.
And it's Warren with the jam.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over.
Way too many shots in close, and he's got to get his guys to cut that down in terms of points in the paint.
Yeah, maybe these matchups aren't the best for his defense. I'm sure he's taking a long look right now at the bench to find some answers.
Here's what Phoenix has got going on right now. Alex Len's checked in for Chandler, and Knight subbed in for Leandro Barbosa. Now here's Lillard. He's guarded closely. And you look back, and some players haven't really loved playing in the Northwest. You might include LaMarcus Aldridge in that category. But Damian Lillard certainly has embraced it.
Well, if it couldn't be Oakland for the hometown Warriors, Damian Lillard enjoying his time in the Pacific Northwest. He seems like one of those guys just not drawn to the bright lights and glitz and glamour of the league. He wants to get down to business and get to work. Plays with a chip on his shoulder coming out of Weber State. And he doesn't mind that small town atmosphere and those incredible fans the Blazers have had for years.
The 3 hits the three-point bomb. 9 points in the game so far.
I mean, letting that guy shoot freely from out there, he's going to destroy you from the perimeter if you do that.
Now, here's Ulis, covered by Lillard. One kicks to Dudley. Baseline jumper. Makes a big high bounce and goes in. Dudley's got his 2nd bucket of the game to go. Trailblazers trail by 13. Lillard, the pass to Harkless.
Phoenix foul call. Alex Len. That's his first personal foul.
He'll take his 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the game right here.
And you know, you'll take what he can give you from the free throw line. Looking at his numbers, just really not one of his strengths. Shooting in the low 60s last season.
And Portland making a change here. Turner's checked in. 34 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Here's Ulis. 12 points for him. 20 seconds left to play in the 3rd. 6 to shoot. Shoots from 12. And the shot by Warren, no good. Outside Turner. Lets it fly from 18. He got it! That is one fantastic! Terry Stotts had some advice for his team.
Defensively, we got to give a little more pressure.
And the final period of play just about to start. Suns leading by 10. Knight and Booker pairing up at the 1 and the 2. Chris is out there with Jared Dudley. And it's Chandler in at the 5. That's who's out there for Phoenix. Crab kicks to McCollum. Dishes it to Azili. Chandler with the steal. Here's Chris. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Graham, I can picture you now winning that dunk contest back in '96. How did you prepare for that, and what do you think of the dunks that are being pulled off in the modern game now?
I think the dunks today are kind of tough to judge, Kevin, because you're able to see everything you want on your mobile device. And as a matter of fact, why are you looking at the dunks on Vine right now, Kevin?
Because some of these are amazing.
I know, and that's the problem.
I'm looking at yours.
Yeah, that's too much.
Your dunk was amazing.
Yeah, that was in black and white. So the amazing thing that guys have to compete against when it comes to the NBA All-Star Game is the fact that a lot of kids and a lot of fans have seen some amazing things because they have access to it. And then all of a sudden you're on that big stage and you better do something spectacular and you better do it quick to get their attention. But I think we still got some tremendous athletes in our game. And last year, Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon put on an absolute show in Toronto.
The creativity's off the charts. Wouldn't you say the things they think of these kids are amazing?
Not only the things they're thinking of, Kevin, but the things that the NBA guys are borrowing from some of the great dunkers that are out there professionally touring around the world. And they're taking some of those ideas, and they should, because we have some incredible guys doing incredible things.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
And the first one drops. He makes one of two that time. Trailblazers trail by 17. That's a 2 from Lillard. And some very quick points for him on that possession.
Wow, something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
And stolen by Lillard. And the foul on Eric Bledsoe. That'll be his second foul of the game. Just over a minute and a half played here in the fourth. McCollum dishes to Nurkic. Booker against McCollum. Chandler with the rebound. Chandler's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
McCollum against Booker. McCollum kicks to Nurkic. And Brent, one thing you have to like about Jusuf Nurkic is that he plays with some edge to his game. I remember a moment where he scored on a defender, felt they tried to flop, and then handed the ball to them as they laid on the ground.
I love the confidence that he shows. He's a space eater, and he clogs up the lane, and then sometimes he just shows you he's got deft touch and soft hands, so some untapped potential as he gets better. That's a bad miscue, but I think they've done a really good job keeping control of the ball throughout the game.
Trailblazers trail by 16. Here's Lillard. Turner passes to Lillard. Here's the screen. That falls. Nice speed that time from Turner.
And what a turnaround from the first half. I mean, he's been incredible here in the second half.
No good from Bledsoe. Trailblazers have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, so far he has not had his usual effort in this one, and it's really hurting the team.
Out to the wing. Here's Chris. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Vonleh's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Nurkic dishes to McCollum. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
Well, as his confidence grows, McCollum gets himself into attack mode, and that's where his game goes to another level. Beautiful drive by the young phenom.
And now only 1 away from being in the penalty.
And the Suns making a change here. Warren's checked in. Up top, Bledsoe, covered by Lillard, and Bledsoe with the stuff.
And how's that for some ups coming from that one?
Well, he is a rarity among NBA point guards in his ability to elevate.
Gotta love the fact that going vertical is a major part of what makes him so difficult as a point guard to defend, especially around the rim.
Now a timeout called by Portland. Eric Bledsoe really making a difference here.
So there's a guy on offense knocking down shots that forces an entire team to get together and talk about what he's doing to them. That's some impressive play right there.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Well, I was able to listen in on what Terry Stotts went over with his team. He said, "Do you want this game? Don't tell me about it. Show me and show your teammates. We've got to play better, and we've got to play harder if we're going to come back." Guys.
Suns leading by 14. On the wing, Booker. Turner covering. Good on the shot. 8 points for Devin Booker.
And that's a great piece of work to get to the hoop there. Just tore the D to shreds.
Kicks to McCollum. The wide open look here for Vonleh. Portland again missing. The Suns have gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. And stolen by Lillard. Puts one up from 19. Good, he hits the jump shot. Lillard's got 12 points here in the second half.
There's the improving mid-range game of Lillard. Just another way he can beat you.
And if you thought this game was over already, you're probably right.
Well, let's give credit to where it is due. They refused to take their foot off the gas pedal, even after it was obvious they were in full control of this basketball game.
Vonleh setting the pick for Lillard. Down low, and the dunk by Vonleh.
Well, he has a great ability to lead his man with the pass, puts him in great position to score.
Bledsoe against Lillard. Chris, and a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in. And the Suns lead by 17.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Suns.
The bench gave him a big lift in this game.
Hey, listen, Kevin, anytime your reserves can perform at a level that high, it puts you in an excellent position to win the game.
And it'll mark their 4th win on the year, actually their 5th win on the year.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
Screen by Nurkic. McCollum kicks to Lillard. To the middle. He wants to get it to Nurkic and does. It's good.
Well, the defense did a fine job there. Just not good enough. Nurkic, too skilled.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Bledsoe against Lillard. Lets it go from the wing. And no good that time.
Ill-advised shot there.
And he knows it. Got locked into scoring mode. Couldn't pull it back.
For 3. And it's Lillard again missing. Booker with no one around. So it's the Suns winning easily here. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Ernie Johnson again saw a chance to put the game away in the fourth quarter. And that'll wrap things up. Thank you for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal.
The 2K Sports pregame show, sponsored by Kia.
Welcome, NBA fans, and you know who you are. Ernie Johnson here with you again, along with Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, for what is still a very new, a very fresh NBA season. Our game tonight featuring the New Orleans Pelicans as they go up against the Phoenix Suns.
that outside shot. Now he can score in a variety of ways like my main man Kenny Smith used to do down there.
I tell you, though, but he's like a running back in football, man. That guy is built like a Adonis. I tell you, he's unbelievable. Defensively, he has an impact as well. Not just on the offensive end, Shaq, because he can guard people and he can body them out of the lane. He is what I call the little big man.
Adonis, huh?
Yes.
Adonis.
Oh, I think it's
so
Adonis.
So you like Bledsoe's body.
Oh, there it is. Yes, I thought I had the wrong Greek god for a second. The way he had me.
No. You know you're.
We're coming at you from beautiful New Orleans, Louisiana. And nothing tips off a Thanks, D.A. As I recall, he said that was a tough adjustment, but he's been ahead of the curve ever since. Honduras, as you try to evaluate teams here in the early going and try to predict what kind of season they might have, what do you personally look for?
Well, I think early on I want to see what kind of defensive habits they're building. Are they championship defensive habits? Are they giving multiple efforts? And then who are they on the offensive end? What's their identity? How do they win? What's their go-to move when times get tight?
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. I'm Phoinex, looking who they've got on the floor. Bledsoe teams up with Booker in the backcourt. Warren is out there with Chris, and it's Chandler in at the center, locking down the middle. Here's Bledsoe. Bledsoe with another miss. Stolen by Bledsoe. Oh, and here comes Bledsoe all alone. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a three-point play.
This is a high-octane guy who plays with a little bit of a mean streak. Bledsoe converts right through the foul, plus earns a trip to the line.
Holiday dishes to Crawford. He kicks to Cousins. And here is Davis. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against Memphis. Clock at 4. Takes the 13-footer, and there's Cousins. That's good on the assist by Crawford.
Could be the first of a lot of mid-range jumpers that we see from him.
Oh, absolutely. If they're going to allow him that kind of space, he's going to make more than his share of those today. He's been somewhat off this quarter, but the desire to score is evident. Almost seemed like he was overthinking that shot. Such a wide-open look.
The drive by Booker. Off the left rim and out.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling.
Kicks it to Hill. Pass to Davis. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And it's pretty impressive seeing how Anthony Davis has been able to put on muscle since he came into the league. A skinny 215-pounder when he came in. He says the extra strength has been a big factor in terms of his growth as a player.
Good point.
That's just a strong move by Bledsoe, using his power, his athleticism to convert inside.
And Holiday kicks to Davis. Crawford against Booker. Cousins with a screen for Crawford. Outside, Davis. Cousins against Chandler. Cousins, no good.
Boy, he's definitely covered well there. And we know he can knock down the fadeaway shot. Just didn't fall there.
Outside for Bledsoe. Tries from 16. That shot, no good. New Orleans in the lead. We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. Crawford kicks to Cousins. That doesn't go either for Cousins. The Suns have gone just 2 of 7 so far. A little bit of a slow start for them.
Well, the NC State product, right? T.J. Warren, you like what he can do on the offensive end, and more importantly, how efficiently he does it. Rarely puts himself in a bad spot or takes a bad shot.
Ulis is checked in for Eric Bledsoe. New Orleans has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Holiday, the pass to Cousins. To the middle. Here's Davis. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
Let's hope that's never the plan, and certainly not this early in the game. You don't want to let him get on a roll. That can make a long night for you.
Guys back and forth this first half.
And this could continue to go back and forth the entire way.
And with Warren, he's efficient and still doing everything he can to improve his game, Doris, and add to his offensive skill set.
Well, I think, Kevin, the three-pointer has already made big jumps for him. Pretty much double the rate he takes them between his first and second seasons. And you like the work ethic he's shown while recovering from injury. You just hope he can stay healthy.
Ball's knocked loose, and that's out of bounds. New Orleans will retain possession.
And taking a look here at some stats for Cousins. He's coming off an excellent season. He put up about 27 points per game last season, 11 rebounds, and 3 assists. And he brings that offensive firepower to the team. Scoring just comes natural.
Catching up on the changes for New Orleans. Montejunas is checked in for Cousins. Pondexter comes in for Hill, and Tim Frazier subbed in for Drew Holiday.
We're never opposed to a little creativity. Ooh, did he have plenty of that? The double pump, having some fun.
Dishes it to Pondexter. The pass to Davis. Here's Montejunas. Shakes off the strong D and gets the bucket for 2. Montejunas has got his first points in this one. There's Ulis. It's hauled in by Frazier. Pelicans trail by 3. Crawford outside. Up top, Montejunas. There's the dish to Davis. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And Anthony Davis last season signing a contract extension, the richest contract in NBA history at that point, $145 million over 5 years. He'd already become a superstar player, now freed from the rookie scale. He's finally paid up.
And Phoenix making a change here. Barbosa's checked in. Frazier outside. There's 39 seconds left in the first quarter. Outside for Davis. There's the triple. Phoenix grabs the miss, fresh from a win against Portland.
They played well enough to win, but to be honest with you, I just felt like their opponent's defensive performance was shaky at best.
Well, it's no doubt. It's so much easier to run your offense if the defense is not trying to take away any of your options.
There's a screen by Montejunas. Ball's knocked loose. Ulis with a steal. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Ulis has got his second bucket tonight.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
No, I mean, exactly. That's not an easy area for him to operate in with that kind of defensive setup. Nice job to get it up and over the bigger guy. He has such a great feel for their offensive system. It's why we so often see him on the successful end of plays like that one.
And that does it for the first quarter. Phoenix ahead as they wrap up the first quarter on a 14-6 run. And we'll be back shortly. And one of the rising stars.
A lot of face-up, like you do the one jewel pull-up. You like to do the...
Well, I tell you could be here an awfully long time if we're going to list all the different moves Anthony Davis can hurt you with.
Yeah, the Brow definitely has the full toolkit available to him. Tools a lot of guys don't learn to use till much later in their careers, really, if at all.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And taking a look at the Suns' performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
It's been about the pace. You can see they're going to try to keep this game in the open floor.
Relying on a quick outlet pass, racing the ball up court, guys filling the lanes. They clearly want this to be a track meet.
Montejunas out there with Quincy Pondexter. Then it's Holiday. Then there's Frazier. And it's Ashik in at the center position. That's the Pelicans 5 as we get into the second quarter.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Well, you watch Earl Watson coaching the Suns team, it's easy to see why they wanted him. He seems to connect really easily with these guys. Great motivator. Will always have this group fighting from start to finish.
Here's Holiday. Goes back up. And it's Phoenix with the rebound.
Great possession with an even better shot. Disappointing it doesn't go.
He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. He's on his way to the free throw line.
How about the concentration? He gets hit, but stays with the play and gets the finish.
DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for New Orleans. Hill comes in for Frazier. Tyson Chandler, he's checked in for the Suns. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, we've seen DeMarcus Cousins become one of the elite big men in the NBA, dominant in the post and even adding the three-pointer to his game. But at times, his temper has overshadowed his talent. Cousins says he's now turned a corner, saying, "My mind has grown. I understand the league better. I understand the politics of it. Now I'm becoming the professional I need to be." It took time. Guys, he understands he now has to lead by example.
He wants to win, David. You know that. Thank you. And with Watson the coach, not only is he a great motivator, but he also knows how to develop all the young players on the roster.
Well, I think, Kevin, initially Watson was brought in to help with player development, and that's the exact kind of background you want right now if you're the Suns. And first and foremost, Watson brings leadership to this ball club.
Just trying to get a break in the action to clear some heads here. I mean, they've gone ice cold, and not a bad idea to give them a little quick breather.
Quick breather and maybe scheme something up that we haven't seen yet in this game. We'll know soon enough.
Devin Booker, he's checked in for Phoenix. Bledsoe comes in for Leandro Barbosa. We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Pondexter with it. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. And Ashik kicks to Pondexter. Ashik dishes to Pondexter. And the clock. And Cousins gets it to go. So many times basketball can imitate life and vice versa. Doris, what life lessons have you learned through playing basketball?
I would say it's shaped every phase of my life, Kevin. It taught me work habits necessary for success. It taught me that my success very often is contingent on the success of people around me. That it's important that I'm pulling in the same direction as the people who are trying to lead me. It's also brought me some of the best friendships in my life. So basketball has meant just about everything it could to someone.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Fantastic anticipation. Then he shows major explosiveness converting at the other end.
That Kia Slam Cam replay really gave you a good look at the action.
Boy, with that size and length of Knight, you cannot let him get that close to the rack.
Pelicans trail by 13. And Holiday kicks to Ashik. Screen by Ashik. Outside Holiday. Drills the three-pointer. Holiday's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
Yeah, that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
It's good. And the Suns lead by 12.
And you can bet they weren't expecting that kind of a flashy move out of him, but that spin worked to perfection.
And Chandler sends it back.
Well, tremendous instincts and great position. Chandler scoping that one the entire way.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Holiday, the pass to Pondexter. Knocked loose. Hill dishes to Cousins.
Big call there. That's his second foul with a lot of time left in the half. He may be taking a seat.
Some changes for New Orleans. Alexis Ajinça has checked in for Asha. And Jordan Crawford is subbed in for Quincy Pondexter. T.J. Warren, he's checked in for Phoinex. Ulis comes in for Knight. And again, no good by New Orleans. Suns leading by 14. Here's Bledsoe, and the jam by Bledsoe.
Well, Eric Bledsoe, one of those guys that is so difficult to contain in the dribble drive situation.
New Orleans has gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. And Holiday kicks to Ajinça. Warren against Cousins. Shoots from 8. They grab their own miss. And there's the bucket. Stay with it on the offensive glass, getting it done. Cousins has got 5 points now in the quarter. And Bledsoe, here we go. And the jam by Bledsoe.
It's hard to believe that he's a point guard. I mean, he can power those dunks down as well as any big man in the league.
If not better. He's a phenomenal finisher.
And obviously makes him very difficult to defend because he can fly right over you.
To the paint, here's Chandler. And a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in.
I think everyone expecting Bledsoe to perhaps force the issue, but he keeps his poise and finds the open man.
Holiday, the pass to Cousins. Outside Hill. Feeds it to Crawford. That's tipped. Ulis with a steal. Shot from 12. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Ulis has got 6 points.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Holiday. And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. Phoenix up.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And we hope you've enjoyed our first half of action. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you back. Shaquille O'Neal is right there. Kenny the Jet Smith is right there. And this here is the halftime report. Eric Bledsoe is having one of those nights. He ended up with 15 points, 3 steals, and 1 assist. Kenny, let's start with you. What did you think about the Suns?
They've done a lot of things well, but the way they've taken care of the basketball, valuing each possession so critical to the tempo, so crucial to the offensive flow. They've got a great rhythm. As smart and as safe as they're playing, they made it clear they're not going to beat themselves today.
Shaq, how do you think New Orleans played?
Well, they got a ton of issues to work out. Allow way too high a percentage to be shot against them. Not really showing any energy on defense. No discipline. Look at their faces, Ernie. Do they even want to be here?
And that about wraps it up, as the second half is just moments away. Now down to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the crew, and we will see you after the game, won't we?
Yes, we will.
Yes, we will.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. You know, Eric Bledsoe has been exceptional here, guys.
I just love the tenacity on the defensive side. I mean, his play on D has been a huge factor for them as he continues to get steal after steal.
You know, he's been incredibly disruptive, and a lot of that due to his great instincts.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. Pelicans trail by 20. Here's who Earl Watson is starting the second half with. Bledsoe teams up with Booker in the backcourt. Chris is out there with Chandler, and it's Warren in at the 3 slot. Cousins against Chandler. Just 5 to shoot. And oh, here we go. Warren's got it, the fast break chance. Let's now pause to take a look at the scoring breakdown between the front and back court of tonight's contests for the Pelicans.
And despite the deficit, you know, their front line has battled and provided a sizable majority of their offense. They are holding up their end. They just need that backcourt to step up.
Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw, no good.
You know, the Phoenix Suns, of course, with that renowned training staff, we've seen players like Grant Hill, Shaquille O'Neal extend their careers in the Suns uniform, and that training staff couldn't fend off the injuries last season. That really took a toll on this group.
How about the inbound pass there? Easy bucket.
Here's Bledsoe, and the jam by Bledsoe.
Listen, we know this guy's gifted athletically. Bledsoe finishing strong off that dribble drive.
Bledsoe against Holiday. The feed to Davis from 11 feet away. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Davis has got 8 points. Suns leading by 19. And if you're just joining us, we've played over a minute here in the third. Chris can't hit.
Oh, that was a great effort defensively. Get a hand up in the face of the shooter. It's so important.
Holiday dishes to Crawford. Outside, Davis passes it to Holiday. Back to Davis. It's good. The assist that time from Holiday. Holiday's got 5 assists tonight.
Getting the half off to a good start here already with some penetration.
I got to believe that's something they talked about during the break, getting him some good looks in the paint right away.
Pelicans trail by 17. Pass to Davis, and there's the 3-second violation.
Here's a look at the stats for Devin Booker.
Last season's performance for him put up about 13 points per, 2 assists and 2 rebounds. And the numbers, nothing spectacular in his rookie season, but he's still got a lot of room for growth.
And defense, such a huge part of winning in the NBA. All championship teams, all championship players have it. Doris, which players do you think are the best of the best on the defensive end of the floor?
Well, I think DeAndre Jordan has got to be considered in terms of his ability to protect the rim. The Clippers changed their defensive coverages this year, and they allow him to be at the rim a little bit more, which as a driver, you're sitting there thinking, boy, I don't want to meet DeAndre at the rim. I think you have to look at an underrated guy because of his versatility and ability to guard guys like LeBron James, Kevin Durant, series after series. That would be Andre Iguodala. Unbelievable strength, terrific hands, physicality in terms of his frame to be able to absorb contact. Those are the two guys to me, different positions, but really huge factors.
Great way to put it. New Orleans making some changes here. Monty Eunice is checked in for Cousins. Pondexter comes in for Solomon Hill, and it's Frazier in for Drew Holiday. A big group substitution here for Phoenix. Alex Len's checked in.
Stop it!
Kevin, is there another player out there capable of moves as stunning as that?
A handful at the most. He is in elite company. Special thanks to Kia for that sweet Kia Slam Cam replay. Frazier kicks to Davis, and it's Davis with the jam.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish.
A tremendous first step of night. Wow, he's lethal off the dribble drive.
Frazier the pass to Crawford. Knocked away. Frazier dishes to Monty Eunice. Here's Pondexter, and he finishes nicely on the layup.
And that tells the tale here today, guys. Throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball in tight and finish.
And Knight slams it in.
And that's really the change in our game. It's the overall athletic ability. I love those point guards that can throw it down.
Well, you've talked about that. That's a dose of the modern NBA, Greg. That kind of aerial ability isn't limited now to just the front court anymore.
That's exactly right.
That's the point, guys. When your lead playmaker can get to the rim like that and convert, monster advantage.
Crawford, no luck. Suns leading by 19 points. Over to the wing. Right block shot in deep. Knight drops it in. Knight's got 8 here in the quarter.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
And finished off by Davis.
No doubt about it. He has done a ton to help this team, but he's going to have to do even more if they want to have a chance to get back in this one.
And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. It's on Monty Eunice.
I think you can overlook Brandon Knight at the 2-guard spot because we've got so many great players there. And I know he's not an efficient deep-range shooter, but that's because it's late clock situation. This guy can really light it up.
Alexis Ajinça has checked in for the Pelicans. And a change for the Suns. Ulis has checked in and stolen by Knight. And here we go, Knight. Nobody back.
Yeah, blazing fast runner in the open court. Knight able to gather himself nicely for the finish.
A minute 50 left in the third quarter. Frazier kicks to Crawford. Frazier outside. He dishes it to Monty Eunice. Good. Great play set up by Frazier. Monty Eunice has got 6 points. And with Knight in his shooting, Doris, he isn't an inefficient shooter, but he isn't lights out either.
Well, I think the big thing for me, Kevin, with Knight's shooting is that he is one of the few players in the league that can create a three-point shot for themselves. The speed, the elusiveness to free up space. And boy, when he is on, he is a sight to see just because he starts opening things up for himself and the points start rolling.
For Phoenix, they have been good at the free throw line. This one, 7 of 8. That one is off. Tyson Chandler is checked in for the Suns. And he sinks the second.
And for the Pelicans, to me, one of the things that's kept them out of the upper echelon are really a couple things. It's been their struggles on the defensive end and injuries. I mean, this is a team that has the length and the athleticism, and that's an area where you knew they could make some improvement. So last season was a bit of a disappointment.
Now, here's Ulis. Not a lot of room. Here's Knight. Makes it off the glass. Knight's got 14 points here in the second half.
And when you get this kind of shooting from him, 100% from the field, they're going to be tough to beat.
And for the Pelicans, great length in the front court. Greg, where do they need to get better defensively?
Kevin, I think the wing spots, that's where they really need a stopper. They had more offensively oriented players out there. And with the rise of the three ball, length and tenacity on the perimeter becomes so important.
Good point. New Orleans making some changes here. Omer Asher, he's checked in for Monty Eunice. Solomon Hill comes in for Quincy Pondexter. And it's Drew Holiday in for Jordan Crawford. And then for Phoenix, Warren's checked in for Barbosa. And it's Booker in for Brandon Knight. The shot by Holiday, no good. The Suns have gotten 8 of their 11 shots to drop since the break. A great third quarter for them offensively. It's Hill on the wing. He's covered by Warren. And Phoenix pushing it up now. Here's Dudley, and laid in to finish the break.
Oh, strong move to the hole. Really used his height and reach to just drop it in over the smaller man.
And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Suns ahead, just dominating this one. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from New Orleans. And a moment ago, inside the huddle with head coach Alvin Gentry.
Forget about the score and let's compete. Just compete. That's all. Not that hard to do now.
Without worrying about what's led up to this point, Alvin Gentry trying to refocus his players' effort.
Yeah, I mean, dwelling on the point differential at this point isn't going to fix anything. But all 5 guys giving maximum effort, that might be a cure-all for a whole lot.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time. Just looking around the league, Doris, pick a few players you think are going to be the face of the NBA over the next couple of years.
Well, Anthony Davis comes to mind. Certainly the brow.
Good choice.
Yeah, just you love his multifaceted offensive game. Karl Anthony Towns is another one who...
Isn't he amazing?
I mean, just...
A couple Kentucky guys, too, by the way.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
You.
They certainly are coming out of there fast and furious.
They are.
I'll tell you one guy I'm intrigued by. What do you think the ceiling of Andrew Wiggins is?
With that length, his jumping ability, I think he's very coachable.
Yes, no doubt.
Played at Kansas the 1 year, which I think was a great entree into the league. I wonder if the call of Canada is too strong for him to ignore someday down the road.
I'll tell you that. Toronto's a team that has had a lot of defections of free agents.
Yes, they have.
With all these Canadians, does that become a destination?
Well, Tristan Thompson, and you've got Wiggins. I mean, guys, big-name players that could go back home. We've got Omer Ashik, Cook out there with Frazier. Then it's Alexis Ajinça, and it's Dupont in at the 3. That's the Pelicans' 5. Here's Frazier, and it's blocked. Ashik, the pass to Frazier. Kicks it to Ashik. Out of bounds, Phoenix will take possession.
You know, it looked like their guys, he just sort of wasn't paying attention to the play, his surroundings. Those can be costly mistakes depending on the game situation.
Here's what Phoenix has got going on right now. Leandro Barbosa, he's checked in for Booker. Eric Bledsoe is subbed in for Ulis. Floats one. A nice shot by Frazier.
And now they're shooting it pretty well. That was not something we would have said in that first half.
Here's Bledsoe. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
I think one thing that jumps out at you with Eric Bledsoe is just how fearless he is. He goes right at players who have a huge size advantage, doesn't settle for jumpers even when he can, and we just repeatedly press and prod the defense.
Screen by Ashik. Frazier kicks to Cook. Off the screen. Here's Ashik. Banked in off the glass.
Just not enough bodies on the glass right there, and they paid for it.
Got to believe they'll hear about it in that next time out. They have to box out better.
Shoots a 3, and it's Phoenix with the rebound. Well, they've got the Lakers ahead of them after this game. In their next game, it'll be played in Los Angeles. That matchup falls in the middle game of this 3-game trip. Puts it up from 15. Oh, he misses the dunk. Out of bounds, Phoenix will take possession. New Orleans making some changes here. Montejunas comes in for Alexis Ajinça. And it's Pondexter in for Frazier. Barbosa kicks to Williams. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
And that tells you a lot about why the score is where it is. Lazy defense.
And this is only going to get uglier if they keep giving him that kind of space from behind the arc.
Knocked loose. Here's Pondexter. He can't get that one to fall. So Phoenix will take it the other way. Here's Dupont, covered by Barbosa. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Bledsoe right side, 14 feet away, and the shot falls short this time. The Pelicans have gone 3 of 8 here in the fourth quarter. Montejunas kicks it to Pond. Here is Cook. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
A room service assist to cap that possession. That pass was right on target.
Barbosa kicks to Williams. That 3 off the mark. The Pelicans have gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth. 4 of 9. Doris, we asked fans to write in questions for you. We've had thousands, literally thousands of letters, emails coming in. The fans want you to answer questions. So here's one I just picked out of this fishbowl here. This is from Joe in Portland. What are your hobbies outside of basketball?
Yeah, I think this might surprise people, but I love to cook, Kevin. Not that I'm going to spend 3 hours in the kitchen, but having been the mother of 2 children, I love to cook. My daughter loves to cook with me. The other thing is I live at the ocean, so you can find me on the water.
I want to be one of your kids. My gosh.
It's not a bad life.
Now, I picture you as like with a towel draped over your shoulder and coaching, thinking it through, but enjoying the cooking process.
Oh, there's no question. I'll tell you what, if I make a good dish, just like John Thompson, the towel's over the shoulder, but if I have thrown it down, that towel goes in the air.
You can cook.
No question.
Cook dishes to Pondexter. To the inside, Monty Eunice. It's good again, and an excellent 7 for 8 shooting night so far.
Yeah, just simple recognition of a size mismatch and going up strong.
Here's Bledsoe. Again, Phoenix.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Suns.
This is a game where the defense, steals specifically, generating a lot of opportunities.
And it created possessions for them, scoring opportunities, and that effort a big part of what will be a nice victory here tonight.
And so with this win, they'll move to 6 victories on the season.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge. And beyond the actual result of this game, fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for Knight.
What a joy to watch when he's got this sort of game going on. He was everywhere. Defensively, offensively, his teammates fed off that energy all game long.
Here's Bledsoe. Right through the D for the layup.
I don't want to say they're trying to run up the score here, but they do keep adding to the lead.
Well, they're playing the right way. I mean, when you're increasing your lead, it means you're playing a better brand of basketball.
Screen by Ajik. Here's Cook. A second chance effort, and so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
At the line for your Pelicans, Quinn Cook. Taking 2 shots.
And the first one drops. And so Cook nails both of them. And it's Phoenix's ball. Bledsoe outside. From about 19 feet. But they get it back. Williams passes to Len. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Frazier outside. And so it's Phoenix easily grabbing this one. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. Now time to head over to the studio where the award-winning Ernie Johnson is with Shaq and Kenny, all standing by. Guys, take it away.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Thank you, Kevin. Now it's time to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Brandon Knight. That's going to do it for our broadcast tonight. We certainly hope you've enjoyed the show, don't we, guys?
It was great.
Yeah. Kenny Smith, Shaquille